If you're interested in reducing plastic in your garden, this is the perfect video for you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about soil blocking. It's my favorite way to get my seeds started. With the use of soil blocks, you don't have to manage those little plastic cups anymore, and you're going to save money, time, and have a much healthier seed start from the jump. So I started seeing soil blocks on YouTube like a year ago or so, and I was super intrigued because at that time I was going through I wouldn't say plastic-free journey because I'm not plastic-free, but a big plastic reduction journey in my household. I was really interested in ways to start my garden and my seeds and everything without the use of those little plastic cups. I stumbled upon soil blocking, and it's simply just a method where you're using organic matter to form into a tight little like cupcake almost. You're putting them in the trays instead. Believe it or not, the soil little blocks will stay together with the right recipe. And I've already made this concoction. As you can see, it's very liquidy and runny, almost kind of like mud. And I'm going to walk you through the ingredient list. So let's get started. I just prefer soil blocking because I find it to be a quick way to start a lot of seeds. And I don't like fooling around with all those little plastic pots and keeping track of them. They break over time. So I have just moved to soil blocking. I'm starting out with a bag of mushroom compost I got from one of the big box stores. You could probably find this at either like Home Depot or Lowe's. So I'm dumping a whole cubic foot in a plastic bin. I've got a brick of coconut coir. This helps with improving aeration and drainage and moisture retention. It is a more sustainable, eco-friendly option than using peat moss because it is just the outer husk of a coconut core of a coconut, and it does definitely help create that fluffy kind of light texture, which is ideal for seed starting. You don't want your seeds to be starting in a really dense environment. I'm going to put one brick of coconut coir in here. Next, I'm using perlite. This comes from volcanic glass. When it is heated, it expands and pops, kind of like popcorn, which is really cool. It just basically improves the soil drainage and aeration so that those delicate new roots don't get compacted and have just a little bit more drainage and whatnot. I'm adding about half a bag of perlite to my mix. At the time of starting my soil blocking transition from all those little plastic trays, plastic cups, all of that, and trying to reduce plastic in general in my house and in my garden, I went on a search high and low for the perfect stainless steel pans that would mimic a plastic garden tray. So I did find these on Amazon. These are they have like a thick 1-inch lip on the side, which is perfect for getting nice little soil blocks in, and they are made of high quality stainless steel. All I did was have my husband drill some holes in the bottom. We have 5 drainage holes, and if you are starting a seed that actually would benefit from not having holes in the bottom, then you can just not drill them. Typically you will want some type of drainage. I purchased this on Amazon as well. This is high quality stainless steel as well. I have left this thing in a pit of water before. My kids have played with it like crazy. This thing has not rusted, and we have definitely not done a great job maintaining it, and as you can see, it's still doing really great. So you will definitely need a soil blocker. You'll need some type of pan. It can be like a cake pan, it could be a pie pan, a glass pan. Well, you couldn't drill holes in a glass pan, but it could also even be a plastic, if you have some plastic trays lying around from when you used to use plastic pots. Whatever you got, you need something that has a little bit of drainage to put your soil in, your soil blocks in. Next, you'll want to get this nice and hydrated to a level of, I would say, brownie batter consistency. This soil is going to absorb a lot more than you expect. Just keep checking it and keep mixing it. And that coconut coir absorbs a lot. I kind of start out by hydrating the coconut coir first and then move on to everything else because it gets hydrated much faster. the soil blocks are going to grab a hold of what they need, and any excess moisture will just kind of not join the mix. Right now I've got a very hydrated mix. As you can see, lots of moisture just dumping out of it. It's still really thick, almost like a pancake mix type thing, but it is perfect and ready to go. I have my garden soup, and we're gonna get started on actually making the soil blocks. Now I will say, I think I might have hydrated this one a little bit too much. If you happen to do that in your mix, you can just add more soil, which I probably will do. And I filled up my soil blocks with soil at the top. Next is the easy and the satisfying part. We're just going to put our little soil blocking mechanism on the tray, press down while you're pulling up, and you got yourself 4 little soil blocks ready for individual seeds. And I don't know if you can see, there's little holes already created just to drop a seed right in, and then you just pull that soil over when you are ready to bury the seed. The great part about soil blocks is it's already hydrated, so you don't have to water these, at least for the first few days. They're going to have everything they need from the start because they have all the nutrients from that healthy mushroom compost. They've got additional nutrients and aeration from the coconut coir and the perlite and drainage. These seeds are going to be super happy right away. Now I'm going to get a whole entire tray started and show you what that looks like to drop individual seeds in there. And what I recommend is keeping these out of the light and until you start to see them germinate, because we don't want these little blocks to dry out. They are more susceptible to drying out because they're just like a free block of soil. And what I do is I put my soil blocker in the soil mix, and I call it like a snow angel formation. I just move it back and forth like a snow angel, and then I press it up against the side of the bin, or if you had a wheelbarrow or whatever, press it up against the side so that it can compact. And then we have a nice flat little compacted soil blocker, and I add my soil blocks to it. So I just wanted to give you another visual, and there you go. Now I have 8. It will take me just minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes if I'm just going as fast as I can, to fill up a whole entire tray. And this tray, if I remember correctly, holds about 36 soil blocks. So if you have just a few of these trays, you can have hundreds and hundreds of seeds filled within 30 minutes. Final step to our easy soil blocking process is to pick out your seeds. I'm going to get some tomatoes going. This is a mortgage lifter tomato. So I write on a popsicle stick. I do prefer to use popsicle sticks because I am not responsible enough to manage popsicle sticks or to manage place markers when it comes to the season. But I find that by the time the season is over, they've disintegrated. I know what plant is what at that point anyways. I don't have to worry about picking up these little plastic place markers at the end of the season. I do prefer the popsicle sticks as another way to also reduce my plastic consumption in the garden. All we have to do at this point is place our little seed in these little divots, as you can see, and I'll go a little bit closer. I find that these divots are shallow enough that they are appropriate for even a smaller seed like a tomato seed. I just place it right in that divot and cover it up. And then I know that the soil blocks behind, all the ones behind them, are that particular variety. That's kind of how I have done it in the past. I'm gonna actually only do 5 of those. And then I just place my seeds. So I have all my seeds. If you have any soil blocking tips or tricks or anything like that, definitely drop a comment in the comment section below. I'll try to link any of the materials I've been using, because I do find that these materials have really helped me with my soil blocking journey, and I have been using these materials for quite some time now. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. They're just things I searched high and low for that I find helped me when it came to starting seeds in a mass amount while also being sustainable, while also saving me time, because I'm a mom of 3 and I don't have time to fill up hundreds of individual little pots. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye.